Hi, my friends. Making myself some popcorn for my dinner. See if anybody joins me. Technical difficulty. Apparently, when the microwave is on, I still lose my internet connection. Hey, Kathleen, how are you? Hey, Southern Belle. How are you doing tonight? I'll put some butter because I'm making myself some popcorn. It's my dinner because I just got home from work. And I really don't feel like making anything else. So, popcorn it is. I did discover from the last time I went live that my microphone is background noise canceling because I had, when I was going live, when I went live the other day, I walked to the other side of the room and I was talking, and when I watched my replay, I couldn't hear myself. So it was definitely noise. At the same time, couldn't pick up anything that I said when I walked. Thank you. Hey, David. I do feel a lot better. I still have the shortness of breath, which can actually be a long-term thing because it damages lungs. So it doesn't take much activity to completely make it look like. When I got to work today, I took a German Shepherd puppy out of a petter and walked into the kennel, put her back in her cage, and I was out of breath already. Like it's ridiculous. But I was told, well, now my lungs have to heal, so it could take up to 3 months for that to heal, or it could just be flat out long-term damage that I'm just going to have issues with breathing, which is no fun. How is everybody doing tonight? Here, green thumb can't get away. You shouldn't want to get away from her. Who wants to get away from Kathleen? Nobody should want to get away from Kathleen. I have no idea if you can hear me when I walk away. Let me know. Bring this stuff upstairs. I have no idea. I've never used an inhaler in my life. Now, I was told that inhalers help open up airways, but that isn't necessarily my issue. It would be scarring on the lungs, and I don't know if inhalers help that. I don't know. It causes the coughing too, so it kind of sucks. I don't have enough hands to carry this, and you see here. Ella, I don't have enough hands. What am I going to do? I'm going to do this a little bit at a time, I suppose. So yeah, I don't know if an inhaler would help or not. It's sure, like I'm going to get out of breath here in a minute because I'm going up the stairs and then back down the stairs to get my popcorn and then back up the stairs again. So I'll be out of breath here for a little bit. I'm already feeling it. It's either I'm horribly out of shape after 2 weeks of being locked in my room, or it's my lungs. Holy moly. All right. All right. The dog is super, super excited because she thinks she's getting some popcorn. But now that I have a working laptop and I checked to make sure nobody was live that I would visit before I started one. See, I'm out of breath. Woo. All right. Hi, Bella. I will find you. I'm out of breath. It's ridiculous. Normally, I don't have a problem going up and down the stairs. I mean, if I go up and down the stairs multiple times, sure. But, whew. Otherwise, I feel fine. That's the sad part. My husband feels better. Hi, Bella. He's feeling better. He has no symptoms. He says, I feel fine. Granted, he got his test results back yesterday, or no, today, that he got the other day tested. He's still positive, but through your nose and out your mouth, yeah. So what's everybody up to? This popcorn is my dinner. It's 9 o'clock and I got home from work like 20 minutes ago. You're positive for cooties. I'm sure I got that too. You want to say hi, Bella? Hi, Bella. Right here. Say hi. Is my Bella. Yes. Oh boy. She's dying for a piece of popcorn. There you go. Cooties are good. Yep. David said hi. Say hi, Bella. She says, I'm eating popcorn. Yeah. Hey, Rachel, how are you? Catfish. Ooh, I've never had catfish. Is it good? I've had Alaskan pollock, perch. If I've had other fish, I don't know it. So does my other dog. She's a little klutzy, so she misses. Plus, she doesn't have a snout. So Yeah, you don't catch it, do you? Whoop. Nope. It went back in the bowl. No, I'm not joking. I am not joking. I'm not a huge seafood fan. The fish that I've eaten, I do like, but I haven't really eaten a lot of fish. I ate perch that I caught, and I used to work at a place that served fish. They had catfish, but I never tried it. I always had the Alaskan pollock. You're you're joking, aren't you, David? She is not my only fur baby. No, no, no. Of course, you haven't really visited me during a live or anything. Were you at Mrs. Green Thumb's live back in April when she was featuring me and I introduced all my animals? I got so many I got fur babies coming out of my eyeballs. I need some catfish. I'll have to try some sometime. Yes, I have basically my own pet store. And my husband has said that we need to charge admission for any guests that come into our house. Oh my good. Okay. You're a newbie to this environment. I have two dogs. So Bella here, a Shih Tzu. I have an American Bulldog mix. She's outside right now. I have two cats. I have two rabbits. I have 5 hamsters. I have 12 rats, but 6 of them are getting rehomed here soon. My son has 3 rats. No, 4 rats. I've got at this point 1 snake because my other one escaped. She's in the house someplace. And now I've got 2 gerbils. I just took in 2 gerbils the other day. I have a leopard gecko. I have 3 hermit crabs. I have a tarantula. I have cockroaches. I have isopods. I have 2 birds. I think that's it. And fish tanks. I have 3 of my own fish tanks, and then my husband takes care of 2 fish tanks that are his. And the cat is making a mess. So, yeah, you saw my hamsters. So, yeah, that's all the other things that I have. And in my bedroom alone, I've got the tarantula, one of my son's blind rats, my blind rat, my male rat, my cockroaches, the gerbils, and my ball python are all just in my bedroom. Yeah, and I have a rabbit downstairs and a rabbit upstairs. They're not together. And one of the rabbits is in a spare room running around. He's got free roam of the room. There is a hamster, my 2 baby hamsters are in there, along with my rat cage. I've got a rabbit downstairs in the living room, along with my leopard gecko and the fish tanks and the birds. These roaches, these are Madagascar hissing cockroaches, so that you'd never see them loose in a house unless they escape their enclosure. They're going to be pets. When it comes to regular pest house cockroaches, yeah, I'll do the same thing. I don't like them. But the hissers are actually pretty cool, and I've held them. I've picked them up. I think my parents, because right now I did have 3 cockroaches originally, an older female, a male, and then another one that I think is female, and it's younger. And my parents, because they had babies fairly recently in the last couple months, but the parents have since died. So now I've got the one that's younger and a bunch of babies. Hey, Mike, how are you doing? And then my son's blind rat 2 weeks ago, decided to have babies. It was not a good time because I felt horrible, so I didn't have the capacity to help, and she was too young to be a mom. 9 months is a good age for a female rat to become a mother because then they'll have the mothering instincts. She's 4 months old, so she had no mothering instincts, and all 9 of the babies died. Very, very sad. But it was an oopsie pregnancy. She was sneaking out of the cage and going to visit my son's male, and she got herself pregnant. But I was not feeling well enough at that time to supplement feed 9 little babies. It was not happening. So the poor little things starved to death because she was not feeding them and not taking care of them. It wasn't nice. Let's see, make sure I didn't miss anything. And then my gerbils are new. They've only been here a couple days, but they were at work. They were surrendered. Well, we've had them for a while, and they were in this tiny cage. It was literally, get your face out of my popcorn. It was literally this big. The cage was like this long, this tall, and they couldn't do anything in there. It was way too small. So I finally asked my boss because she wanted to sell the gerbils in the cage for $50. And I was like, if I'm the customer and I know they shouldn't be in a cage that small, there's no way I'm going to pay $50 for 2 gerbils in a cage I'm not going to use. So I said, if I buy these gerbils, how much will you sell them to me for? She said, $25. So I brought them home, and now they're in a 20-gallon long tank, and they're having a blast because I put a divider down the middle of the tank, made it shallow on one side of bedding, put their wheel there, their food, some hides, and then on the other side, the bedding is like deep. And they are consistently buried in the bedding and making tunnels, which is what I meant for them to do. That's what they live to do, is make tunnels in their bedding. So now they're having a blast. I'm not looking for her because she's so small that I'll never find her. There are a million places she could be. So I'm just hoping that at some point she'll turn up. She's so small, she can be in the tiniest of places, keeping warm, and I could tear the house apart and not find her. She could be in the wall for all I know, because we have baseboard heating, and the pipes because we have a boiler heater, and the pipes go through the walls, and there's spaces there, so she could totally be in the walls. So looking for her is going to be pointless. Hopefully she's okay and she's keeping warm somewhere. Hopefully when she's ready to come out, she'll come out and be okay. That reminds me, before I go to sleep tonight, I got to feed my ball python. It's feeding day. Before I left work, I put her mouse in the fridge to thaw out so I can give it to her tonight. Are you wanting another piece of popcorn? Here you go. But yeah, not much I can do when she's that little. I mean, it would be easier to find a bigger snake, but she's just so like the diameter of a pencil. Um, it's way too hard to find something that small. I should do trivia on my animals. What animals do I have? Can you name them all? And all their names. It'll be funny. But I have different animals than I had way back in April. Back in April, I still had a Pac-Man frog, and I rehomed that frog to an ex-coworker, and he's doing great with her. I see she posts pictures and videos of him on Snapchat all the time, so I get to see him. He's doing well. She named him Slim Jim, which is the opposite of what he is. What's everybody up to? Heard the cat. Kitty, kitty, which kitty? It's a shadow kitty. You want to say hi? See if I can get her. Goodness, so this is my cat Shadow. She's 7 years old. We got her when she was 8 weeks old. She's a good girl. Sage, I'm not sure where Sage is. Popcorn is good. It's my dinner because by the time I get home from work in the evening, I'm like, I don't want to cook myself dinner. So I just popped some popcorn. Cherry cobbler sounds delicious, but for some reason, I do not like anything with cooked fruit. So I don't eat pie, I don't eat cobbler because I don't like cooked fruit. And I don't know why that is. You don't need a microwave. I didn't use a microwave to pop this popcorn. I have an air popper. Put a bowl in front of it, throw the kernels in. It's healthier than the microwave popcorn because you can season it to your taste. A little bit of salt, a little bit of butter. I don't know why. I mean, I love the smell of pie. I love the smell of cobbler. I can't stand cooked fruit. I was visiting a friend once and she put cookies on the table. Have a cookie. I had a cookie. There was cooked fruit in it, and I didn't know that until I bit into it, and I was fighting the urge to gag the whole time. I don't know why I can't stomach cooked fruit or the taste of cooked fruit. Yes, lots of butter. Mm-mm-mm. I'll eat chocolate pie. Give me chocolate pie, I will eat it. But nothing, nothing with fruit. I'm weird that way. And it's funny because my mother will be like, do you like this kind of pie or do you like this? I'm like, I have lived with you. You've known me my whole life. And you don't know that I don't like that? Where have you been? I think it's just her memory. Her mind is going. Like, I've never liked that. What are you asking me for? Yes, chocolate. Love me some chocolate. I don't like white chocolate, though. I'm not a fan of white chocolate. Dark chocolate, milk chocolate, definitely. I don't like white chocolate for some reason. It's like wannabe chocolate. I don't feel like it's real chocolate. Whoops, you can have that. No white for you either? I should get Jax out. Do you guys want to see Jax, my bunny that I rescued that I was only supposed to foster and now we're keeping him? He loves attention. He hangs out with me on the bed all the time. A little chocolate bar emoji. I'm home by myself. My husband went to go and pick up his stepson. My stepson is now going to be living with us. It's almost happened several times and then he backs out. Well, now my husband's in Tennessee to pick him up. They'll be back tomorrow. And I feel stress, but hopefully you'll be okay. And then my son is visiting his girlfriend. So I'm home by myself. I got hair in my mouth. Which was another reason why I didn't want to make dinner. Am I muted? What's going on? Who muted me? Can you hear me now? I'm gonna have to let the beast in the house soon. I don't like her barking too much outside when it's dark out, when it's getting late. Hey, Barry. Long time no see. I see you, Kathleen. Cat just jumped up onto the computer desk. Did you mute me, Kathleen? I've done that accidentally before when I'm listening to somebody and I'm like, wow, they're really quiet. And then I realized I had them on mute. Especially if you can't see them, like Mrs. Green Thumb, since she doesn't put herself on the camera. She could be talking and I don't hear her because I've accidentally muted it and there's nothing to tell me that she's actually talking. And I've thought before, wow, she's really quiet right now. What's going on? Yes, Barry, I'm feeling a lot better. I do still have lung issues. That's going to take a while. Always a good boy. I don't know. Yeah, I gotta let the beast in. She's barking too much. All right. You stay, Bella. Go let in the beast. See the wallpaper coming off the walls? I want the wallpaper gone anyway, but the areas of the wallpaper that were loose, the cats are tearing it off. I'm like, do the rest of it. I don't want any of it. All right, let me be. Hey, beast. Come here. Come here. You're not listening. Come here. Sit. Sit. Ouch. All right. Probably show her off. Oh, there she is. My beast. My beast. All right, you be good. Bella's barking because I left her stranded on the bed. Did I leave you stranded on the bed? Okay, Mama's back. Come here. Need to lay down. Okay, Kathleen, have a good night. It was good to see you. Now just going down the stairs and back up the stairs. I'm out of breath again. The animals are good. A couple of my son's rats passed away, but which is it sucks. But everybody else is doing fairly well. Sorry, I am out of breath. You want another piece of popcorn? You know. Sage, I can show you off in a second. Come here. She's like, nope, not gonna. Sage, here. Nope, she's got a mind of her own. Oh, here she comes. Sage. She's walking right past me. Sage. Anybody have any plans for the weekend? I'm off this weekend. I don't have to work. Yay. She started me off slow this week. I'll be back to normal next week, which should be fun because still puffing and puffing. Remind me again how to pop popcorn without a microwave. Okay. So if you go to like Walmart or wherever, go to the kitchen appliances. There should be an air popper. I can actually show you mine. You get an air popper, throw your, there's going to be on the top a little, what it's supposed to be is like a butter tray or whatever, but you're not supposed to use that for butter. You take that off, you scoop it, scoop kernels, make it level, put it in the popper, and then put a bowl where the popcorn's going to come out, plug it in, and it'll pop. All it is. And then you just melt butter a different way and pour it on. You got to work tomorrow, Barry? Where do you work? Yes, an air popper. And air popcorn is a lot healthier than microwave popcorn. Microwave popcorn has all the chemicals and stuff inside the bag. So it's delicious, but it's not as healthy. An air popped popcorn, the plainer it is, the healthier it is. It's actually a fairly healthy snack. What makes it unhealthy is all the salt and butter you put on it. Okay. Oh, I hate when you're waiting for a call and you never hear anything. But then a lot of the time, no news is good news sometimes, I guess. Brinley, I hope you're not bugging the rabbit. Oh, cool. Grocery store. I'm making a mess, Bella. But actually, I'm gonna go. I'll show you, David, my air popper. I like mine too because it's not just a lot of them. You have to actually just plug them in to turn them on and then unplug them to turn them off. Mine actually can plug in and not be turned on. It's got a little switch on the side, and I've never had one like that. So I like it. I don't have to unplug it. I can't remember. I think it's fairly cheap. You don't have to get a really high-end air popper for it to do its job. Wow, I'm washed out. What did you do? What did you got? Oh, is that yours? What are you doing? The beast. All right. So here is my air popper. So there's on this side is my switch. So I can plug it in and it won't turn on until I flip the switch. So this is what you would scoop your kernels with, and you don't overfill it. If you overfill this, then you will have popcorn that burns. So you fill this to full, not over full, throw it in, put that back on, put your bowl in front right here, and then it'll come out here, your popcorn, and then you just turn it off when it's done, when the popcorn is pretty much come out, and that's all it is. I normally just have him sit there in a bed and start the parking meter. Start the parking meter. Oh, thanks, Barry. It's good to see you. It's been a very, very long time. I have a brand new one I bought from Goodwill. Brand new one from Goodwill. That's not, if it works, hey, can't beat that for $2. Yeah, I like it a lot. It's more convenient, I feel like, to throw microwave popcorn in there because you just throw the bag in, turn it on, and let it go. But it's not as healthy, so it just takes a little extra time to put the kernels in the popper, melt your own butter, put what topping on it you want on it, and it's healthier. So, and then you can buy kernels in bulk. Like, I don't have to buy popcorn that often because we get bags of kernels. I throw the kernels in a I'm out of breath again. Throw the kernels into a bowl just for storage, and then I scoop out what I want when I want to eat it. Ah, yes. Running the bill up. We've discovered that any hospital bill debt no longer goes on your credit because technically back in 2015, my stepdaughter had tried to commit suicide and she was in the hospital for a while and our insurance wouldn't cover it. Like nothing, they wouldn't cover anything. So we ended up having a $15,000 hospital bill. And they wanted the $15,000 in 3 months. We're like, are you insane? So we ended up getting a second mortgage on the house. We refinanced my car just to get some of that money so we could put it towards the bills, towards the hospital bill. Technically, we still owe $4,000 on that hospital bill, and they stopped bothering us. It hasn't ruined our credit. In fact, our credit is excellent right now. And they're not bothering us anymore. It's like they gave up. So we're not going to pay it because we need it. Like, why? If they're not going to bother us anymore, and we got screwed in the first place because insurance should have covered it, but the hospital coded it as self-inflicted. And because it was self-inflicted, insurance wouldn't cover it. So if the hospital would have coded it something else, like a mental health issue or something, which technically it was, because mentally stable people don't try and kill themselves, right? But it was self-inflicted, so we didn't get any help. That's good. Covered for life. There you go. I'm out of breath. Doesn't help that when I'm out of breath, I'm talking too. Takes a little longer to catch my breath again. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. Like, a family is going through turmoil because they just about lost their daughter. And they're like, sorry, not going to help you. I'm like, really? And then one of the hospitals has the hospitals have benevolent funds. And the hospital that she was originally taken to, they said they weren't going to help us because we have insurance. And I was like, what do you like? Our insurance? Well, yes, we have insurance, but it's not covering anything. Well, that's not their problem. And I was like, and then the other hospital has a benevolent fund, but they said they couldn't help because we make too much money. So you're on your own. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. I'm just out of breath. Out of breath from going down the stairs and back up the stairs. I had to go out of school 2 weeks before we closed down again. Yeah. There's schools around here that are closing down again and doing remote learning because it's getting out. Like most counties in my state are on red because the numbers are flying up. The dog is staring at me. Did you get tested? Because you could have had it and not known it. I've known a few people who tested positive and had absolutely no symptoms. I wish I would have been one of those. I had it worse than my husband even. Yeah, see, if you didn't get tested, you very well could have had it if you were exposed, but you just didn't realize it because you didn't have any symptoms. Because I have a coworker who she's now testing negative so she can come back, but she went and got tested because she was exposed to me. So she went and got tested and she did come back positive. She didn't have a single symptom. You don't plan on ever getting tested? I hope you're being careful. You never talked to the person who had it. Yeah, I've been exposed to so many people. Um, I don't know where I would have got it from. People at work, technically. My son could have brought it home because his dad had it. and his grandparents had it, and he would go to work with his dad, and he very well could have had it and again not had any symptoms and brought it home to us. Because he keeps testing, even though he's been exposed to both of us. While we were positive, he's still negative. So I'm thinking he already had it. And you typically, from what it's looking like, once you've had it, you're good for a few months where you're not going to turn around and get it again. So that I'm wondering if he's already had it and didn't even know. Because how do you live in a house with two positive people and you're still negative? Unless he already had it. But his grandfather passed away from it just a few weeks ago. Yeah, I suppose it was just a matter of time, but it was no fun, I can tell you that. And now, even though I'm feeling better and I tested negative, I still have issues with my lungs. And that's not fun either. It makes me feel a lot older than I am, that I can't do as much anymore without getting out of breath so soon. It's ridiculous. Like today, I got to work and I was walking to the kennel because I was kennel today instead of cashier, and someone had the German Shepherd puppy out and they were done with her. So I took her and I walked her the few steps to the kennel, put her in her cage, closed it, walked back out, and I was out of breath. And that shouldn't put me out of breath. I was like, jeepers creepers. Exactly. The permanent, like this breathlessness that I have, shortness of breath that I have, could be a permanent thing, a long term thing. It could heal, but I could literally have permanent scarring. And that's not nice. So hopefully they'll heal. But there have been people who get permanent scarring and then they're just going to have those problems forever. So that's I'm hoping not in my case. Especially because my job as a kennel tech at work is a pretty physical job. Like it requires some stamina. And right now, stamina is what I do not have. Yeah, I do need to get some honey. I need to get some raw local honey. You can't just have honey from anywhere. You kind of have to have the honey from your area. So I need to find honey, raw honey from my area, and use that. I should talk to a friend of mine. I haven't seen her in ages. I used to work with her, but they recently, fairly recently, started raising bees. And they're using the honey to make products and stuff like lip balms and other things. I should see if I can get some honey from her. Anyway, what else can we talk about, Bella? Hmm? Yeah, raw honey is really good for keeping sicknesses away. Local honey at Kroger or just raw honey from anywhere? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it can. I also, for a while, when the kids were in school, I was buying just pure 100% grape juice because grape juice, my nose is itchy. Grape juice is supposed to be very good about keeping stomach illnesses away too. And all you had to really do was drink 1 glass of grape juice a day, and it was supposed to keep you from getting like the stomach flu. And I think it like we none of us got the stomach flu when I was making everybody drink a glass. It's Average Girl. How are you doing? Ew, I can't imagine drinking straight vinegar. That's nasty. I clean my litter boxes and all of that in the cages. When I'm deep cleaning them, I use vinegar and water. You're okay for right now. What does that mean? Yeah, natural cleaning agent. Okay. Oh, those problems. I can hear. I understand that. Those dang lady problems. Ah, oh, my husband texted me. Hold on. So yeah, my stepson will be here tomorrow, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. I'm ready for presents. Ready for Christmas? Yes and no. Right now, we have like zero money because we've both been off work for COVID. Um, we just have zero money.
So it's not going to be that big of a Christmas. I mean, at least we'll be together, but can't really afford much right now. So 2 more weeks till Christmas, Bella. Toilet paper ornaments. We haven't even set up our tree or anything because we've been sick and it was just like, eh. So toilet paper rolls, cut them into thin strips, roll them, and then roll toilet paper around them. Oh, huh. That's interesting. I miss watching you guys uh, game live. I miss that. I haven't played Conan in forever, like a year. Sorry, it's pop-ups. Well, for a while it was like a little more recently. We had gone to the store right before we got sick, and it's like, where's all the toilet paper? Oh, hmm. Oh, that's really cute. That's so cute. Little tiny toilet paper rolls. I love it. That's adorable. With Southern Belle. Redneck testing. Q-tip, here you are. It looks cool. I like it. And who needs to put it in a bobble even? Like you can just make tiny little toilet paper rolls and hang them up. I want to try one now. Try and make some mini toilet paper rolls. Hang them up. Hey, Eric, how are you? Oh, toilet paper garland. That's cute. I like that. Oh, cool. She sold them. Huh. She's pretty crafty, huh? If I remember correctly, I haven't talked to her in so long. Either of you, really. I'm trying to remember things. Like, she's pretty crafty. Oh, really? Tiny little money bills. Hmm. My dog is staring me down for popcorn. He's really crafty. We should do like a hangout or something. I haven't used hangouts in forever, but and like do some crafts. I started getting more into crafting some stuff earlier in the year when we were locked down for a while, and it gave me something to do. I was crafting. Less time to do it when I'm working, but yep, she demands popcorn. You're gonna snort while you eat too? Not that kind of small money. That's funny. Ooh, 3D Pokemon cards. I have lots of Pokemon cards. My son used to play with me all the time, and I literally used a good $50 at one point and bought myself my own stash of cards so that we can play. And now he doesn't play anymore. So I've got all these cards. Isn't my Bella so sweet? I love my Bella. I should show you my snake, average girl. It's feeding day. I'm gonna have to feed her here in a little bit when I get off. But she's chilling in her tank, waiting to eat. Yeah, he won't even. He had Pokemon Go for a while too on his phone, so I downloaded it. Now he won't play anymore. I'm like, dude, I have Pokemon Go and you don't. Well, that's cool. Coin jewelry. I actually made a pendant with one of my snake skins in my ball python shed. I got some pendants from Amazon, and I made a couple pendants with her skin. He's hibernating. He's in Burmation. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know if Average Girl's seen it. I'll grab it. I've got one hanging in the car. And then I got this one that I wear. I don't wear it when I work in the kennel, but there's her skin. I love it. Oh, yeah. Poor little Raina. My son was devastated. Isn't that cool? And I still have some snake skin and I still have pendants. So I'm like, if anybody wants a snake skin pendant, I'm all for making them. I still have a little bit extra of her last shed that I made that from. And then I have a shed from a snake that's not even mine. It was a red-tailed boa at work, and he had shed, and it was all in one piece, including his face. So I have the shed from his face, and you can see where his eyes were, and it's really cool. Pet Sonics, hello. How is it going with you? I have recently recovered from COVID. It was not a fun time. Yeah, it does have, like, you can see a little bit of the pattern from her, like the darker area. And then the blue behind it is just a blue piece of paper. Um, so like, do you see the dark part? I don't know. That's the natural coloring. The dark, like the black areas and the whiter areas. It's the natural coloring of her pattern. I don't know if Mrs. Green Thumb would want snake skin. And yeah, I would totally use the red-tailed boa skin to make. I think it would be really cool to use the part of his face and then lay that out flat on the pendant, and then you would see the pattern from his face, and I think it'd be really cool. And you can get, like, I got actual pendants, but these pendants actually come in different forms. They have different shapes too. I just got round ones, but you can get bookmarks, like those bookmarks that, like, paperclip type of bookmarks that go on a page. They have the pendant part attached to the bookmark, so you can do it that way. They have bracelets. It's really cool. Raina was a really good little rat. My son made me cry because I'll read you what he had wrote. He went on his Instagram, and this is what he put a picture of her up, and I hope I don't cry when I read this. It hurts to see you go, Raina. You were my first, and you've always made sure the others knew it. You were a tough girl and pushed the others around, but always welcomed new babies into the group. You were so sweet. Sleep well. I'll miss you. Rest in peace, Raina. November 30th is when she died. And I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I think the bracelets would be cool too. Oh my goodness. Trevor, hello. Oh, I was just reading a little message that my son had put on Instagram because on November 30th, his rat passed away. Yeah, this is my second time streaming in the last couple days, and before that, I couldn't even tell you how long it was. I'm out of breath. I think a lot of talking gets me out of breath too. I do too. It's sad because Raina was a year and a half, and Sagira passed away the month before, and she was also a year and a half. Lexi's still good. Um, Lexi's a year and a half and she's still fine. Lena is a year and a half. Remember Thumbelina? She's a year and a half now and she's kind of declining a little bit. They're very prone to tumors, cancers, tumors, respiratory illnesses. So that kind of thing will take them sooner. Yep. Enjoy them while you have them for sure. Oh no, Bella. Here. All right, Southern Belle. It was good to see you. Have a good night. Sorry if I sound like I'm out of breath. If I sound like I'm out of breath, I am. That COVID thing is no joke. Got a little bit of a headache going on. No, I didn't have an inhaler or anything. But I don't even know at this point if an inhaler would help. Because inhalers for like people with asthma is to help open up their airways. And it's not my airways that are the problem, it's my lungs. If there's scarring on the lungs, I don't know if an inhaler would help. Are you still getting the rats from your job? Yes. I haven't got any more. My most recent one was probably about 3 months ago. She's about 4 months old now and she's blind. Love her to death. I'll show you. I love her. She will sit on my shoulder for hours because she doesn't see anything. So nothing is trying to draw her away. She'll just sit. She's a snuggler. She will sit with you forever. Let me get her. She is mom. I mean, I love all my rats. I do. But she is special because she is blind. No eyes. And I love her to death. Love her, love her. Hi, sweetheart. See, I don't have asthma, but I had COVID. So COVID messes with your lungs. See, she'll sit here on my shoulder for forever. She loves shoulders. Even if I put her like here, she'll climb up to my shoulder. Isn't she? Yeah, she was tiny when I got her. She's still small. She's still petite. But again, she's only 4 months old. So, but yeah, she's definitely bigger. Hi. Mwah. I love her so much. Go back up. She is so, so sweet. And I've seen another blind rat in our feeder bin since I brought her home. And I originally did take her, I did take her home and, but not for the intent. I wanted to save her, but I wasn't gonna keep her. And one of my coworkers, adopted her. So I gave her to her. Yeah, I just got over it actually. I had my second test my second test result came back Monday to say I was negative, but I came down sick November 22nd and got tested on the 24th and I was positive. So I could have got it from anywhere. Could have got it from work. I could have got it from like it's I don't know. My what stepdaughter? Oh, my son? My stepdaughter, I haven't seen. I could have got it from my son. He hasn't had any symptoms. And while he was here, while I was positive and my husband's positive, he's been negative. He's been getting tested and he's negative. And that leads me to believe that in spite of being exposed to us and he's still negative, that means he's already had it, but he just didn't have any symptoms. So I don't know. But yeah, I had it worse than my husband. My husband feels fine. He did feel like he had a bit of a cold, like a sinus cold or whatever, and now he's fine, and he got it after me. And I was whole 9 yards, fever, body aches, chills, sweats, um, coughing, just whole 9 yards, and everything made me tired. If I got up out of my bed, walked to the bathroom to use the bathroom, and came back to bed, I was ready for a nap. Everything knocked me out. I was so exhausted. Yeah, well, if he has the antibodies already, that tells me that he's had the virus. Because now I don't have to worry about getting it again for a few months because I've got the antibodies. So I don't know. I was like, so it was you. You gave it to, because he was exposed to his dad. His dad and his grandparents also had it before we had it. So I'm wondering if he got it from his dad, was asymptomatic, and brought it home. Where are you roaming? Huh? Where are you roaming? But yeah, it was horrible. And I spent Thanksgiving in my bedroom by myself. My husband cooked dinner, brought me a plate, and I ate in here by myself. Um, and yeah, did a lot of sleeping. And even though I'm negative now, I still have issues with breathing. Hey, Fo, how are you? Long time no see. Yeah, I was pretty miserable there for a while though. I've been back to work 3 days this week, short shifts just to kind of ease me back in, and even just the short shifts are wearing me out. You don't want to be up on my shoulder now, huh? Where do you want to go? Sure. You don't see anything. Where do you want to go? Huh? Where do you want to go? Yes, it has been a long time. She feels like roaming around. You want to roam around on the bed? Roam around on the bed. She won't leave the bed. She's just looking around. A lot better. Definitely a lot better, but still get out of breath like crazy. Let's see if I can find you a little piece of popcorn. You want this? Hey, can't see me offering it to her, so you want that? No, she's not interested in it. Bella, you want that? No, here you go. She's she's just roaming on the bed like she can see where she's going. She'll look over the she will sit in my scrub like when I'm dressed for work and I'm wearing my scrub shirt. She'll go in my pocket and she'll peek out like she can see. She's got her head sticking out. She looks like she's just looking around and she can't see nothing. It's funny. The Sisters of Destruction. Yes, I want to see gaming streams. I miss it. It's Lisa. Yeah, I should have been the pickle tonight. What was I thinking? I have to download Snap Camera again because this is a new laptop. You've been playing RDR? I've never played that. Hi, I offered you a piece of popcorn. You want it? You want it? I know you can hear me. You want the popcorn? She doesn't want popcorn. She really likes yogurt. Yeah, no, Bella will eat it. Oh no. I know what, yeah, I know what RDR is. I've just never played. She cheated me out of $5. I'm doing really good, Lisa. Um, I still, I think the pickle mug is still in my store, isn't it? Get yourself a pickle mug. Um, I'm feeling a lot better. I just get out of breath real easy. In fact, I feel like all the talking I'm doing, I'm having to catch my breath. Finger knife game. What are you talking about? Hiding cards up your sleeves. I didn't have sleeves. We'll have to do some my eyes itchy. We'll have to do some more of my liar game sometime. Round one of finger knife? What's finger knife? Oh, she's just chilling on my hoodie now. She's on my hoodie. She's chilling. She's such a good girl. Good little girl. Tumors are common in rats anyway. They're prone to them. Um, the blindness, I don't know. I don't know how that happened. It could be how they were bred because they're being bred to be feeders. But the whole tumor thing is a rat thing anyway. The rats in general are prone to them. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't do that. I would cut my fingers off. 5-finger fillet. Because honestly, like my son has lost 2 rats now. One of them to tumors. One of them could have been. One of them had a brain tumor. The other one, we're not quite sure. Um, she had recently, before she died, she had recently been on medication for dermatitis. But my rats, my one rat that's the same age as one that passed away, she's perfectly fine. So yeah, he was devastated. He loved his rats. He's still got 1, 2. He's got 4 rats right now. He's got a blind one as well that's in here with Shiloh. He's got a male that he got more recently. And then he's got 2 girls. He's got Clemency, who had that part of her tail amputated, and then he's got Riley. Aw, we have a little Chihuahua puppy at work, and I love him to death. Chihuahua puppies are so sweet. And then Clemency has a mammary tumor, I think. She's got a lump down near her private area. She almost looks like a male at this point, but it doesn't look like it's bothering her. It may be cancerous, it may be not, but he is going to make an appointment for her um, to see if it's something that can be taken care of or not. Yeah, I'm not doing feeder mice anymore. I really didn't have that many people getting them from me. And the one person that did, their snake is out of mice altogether. He's eating rats. So I just kind of got out of it. And then my one male mouse that was brown and white, he recently passed away a couple months ago, something like that. I had him about a year. Yeah, it was. It was cool. And I almost had rat babies to grow up because the other blind rat had babies a couple weeks ago. It was an oopsie litter because she was sneaking out of Ian's cage because he's got a double cage and he's got his male on the top and girls on the bottom. And she was squeezing through the bars and sneaking out of the girl's cage and going to see him and got herself pregnant. But she had 9 babies and they all died because she's only 4 months old, so she's too young to know how to be a mom, and she completely ignored them. So no, I rehomed my Pac-Man frog to a friend of mine. She really, really wanted one. So I was like, you can have him if you want. He's doing really well. I usually see pictures and videos of him. Yep, she was sneaking in for a little rendezvous and got herself pregnant. Unfortunately, being only 4 months old, she didn't know how to be a mom. So all the babies died, and it was so sad. I was too sick at the time to even think about trying to supplement feed them. I was still running a fever, and I was just like, I can't do it. I would love to have a chinchilla. I was just petting one at work today. The hide was flipped over, so I got the key and unlocked it and flipped it back over so it can actually be used as a hide. And then I pet her. She was like a light brown color, and she's really cute. And I was just petting her, and I was like, I want you. They're expensive though. I think when I'm have less rats, or maybe I'll like keep the rats until I don't have any, until they all die or whatever, and then I'll do a chinchilla or something. Chinchillas are really pretty. Aw, Duster. That's cute. Hey, Misha. But yeah, I love chinchillas. They're so cute. I have a video in my phone of one of the chinchillas that we had. We took him into a petter and put a bowl of the dust bath. We put a bowl of the dust in the petter, and he was just rolling around with it. It was the funniest thing. He'd jump in the bowl and roll around and then get back out and make little dusty footprints. Then he'd get back in and roll around. It's so cute. It was like 55 degrees here the last 2 days. Finicky how? Yeah, and they are very soft. They have very, very dense coat, and that's why they have dust baths, so they can't get wet. If they get wet, they can actually get too cold. They can freeze. Like they can get really cold because their coat, if it's wet, because it's so dense, they don't dry very well. Guinea pigs. I don't have any guinea pigs. I had guinea pigs a while back. My last guinea pig, Bumble, passed away New Year's Eve. But all of my guinea pigs were older, and females can't have babies once they hit a year old. Well, they can. They shouldn't. Guess I should say. That's good. Yeah. Keeping yourself more hydrated. Huh. They don't seem to be the ones that are at work, they don't seem to be too finicky. They get their pellet food and they have hay and they've been fine. They are very social, so I've heard that, and that's the thing, they're very social, so research suggests getting two. Well, that's even more expensive because more our cheaper chinchillas are the gray ones. And then we've had white ones, we've had brown ones. We have a brown one right now, and she's over $300. So I can't afford to get two. I can't even afford at this point to get one. So if you only get one, you got to spend a lot of time with it. Oh, you miss Oscar? Yeah, poor Oscar. No, we don't have a tree up yet. We're Grinches. No tree. None of us felt up to putting one up at that until now. Oh wow. Minks? I have a headache. I had a headache before I went to work too. It went away, but now it's back. Shiloh, are you still here? I don't see you. Oh, Shiloh. Shiloh, I lost her. I lost. There she is. I lost her. She's hiding under the blanket. Zombie minx. Ooh. Your main room in your yard looked like Christmas threw up. We've got Christmas lights on our windows. They've been there all year, mind you. What do you, don't you chew the laptop, little missy? Okay. Tylenol taken. Yeah, I have a feeling it's partially like because it's still allergy season, sort of. And I think that's a lot of what I'll get a headache with allergies and stuff like that. Yep. So all I got to do is plug in the lights and I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'll be like, I'm prepared. I got Christmas lights up. Never mind the fact that they've been up all year. Never took them down. And we've got a nutcracker in our window because we buy a new nutcracker every year. So all the other ones are still packed away, but we've got one out because it's new. Hey, Sage. I don't think they've ever met you. Want to come here? She's a good kitty. We got her earlier in the year, and it took her forever to settle in. She would I think for the first almost month that we had her, she was too scared to come out of this room, too scared to come, like every time she'd be out in the room, but we'd open the door and come in and she'd run and hide. She's now much better about that. And then she would just never leave the room. Now she'll go downstairs, she'll go in the bathroom, she'll wander around. But yeah, it took her forever to warm up. And now that I've got the gerbils, she just sits on the top of the tank and stares at them. Yep, she's acclimated now. You want to say hello? We're stalking the gerbils. There she is. She's long-haired. I love her. She's a good girl. Yeah, say hello. Say hello, Sage. She's about a little over a year. She was probably about 10 months old when we got her. So yeah, she's a little over a year now. Yeah. She's a good girl. Huh? You want to go stalk the gerbils again? Stalk the gerbils. Yeah, she's a pretty kitty. She's mostly gray, and then she's got the white in the front, and she's got white toes and a white tip of her bushy tail. Yeah, we have no snow here. It snowed a couple times, but nothing that stuck. And then, like I said yesterday and today, it was like 55 degrees. My parents, I think, have snow. Ink. That's the only thing I love having snow for Christmas. But the only thing, and I don't mind snow in general, but the only thing I don't like about it when we do have it is having to shovel it, having to drive in it, and yeah, shoveling and driving. Hey, David. She was just staring at the rat a little earlier, and she would love to play with it, but neither of the cats have ever tried to hurt them. In fact, my son the other day had one of his rats out. I think it was Clemency he had out. And sitting on the bed with him was the rat. Sage was in there, and Sage was grooming her. Now, I'm sure when it comes to smaller rodents like my gerbils, the hamsters, they're more mouse sized, so they'll probably gladly play with them until they kill them. But the rats are bigger and they just don't. She was grooming the rat, so I was like, cool. Build a mud man. I'm doing all right, David. I worked today. I've got a headache right now, but jeez. Yeah, I've got a headache going on. I'll probably end the live here soon because I could lay down and try and get rid of it. I think it's either allergy or stress or both because I feel it here, but I feel it in the back of my head too, like in the back of my neck. And a lot of the time when it's back here, it's stress related. So you never know. A little of both. She was tasting them. Yeah, the rats have never been injured by the cats. Shadow will actually, if one of the rats, they're not scared of the cats at all. They'll walk right up to them and sniff them, right up to their faces. And when they do that to Shadow, Shadow gets up if she's laying on the bed, and the rat walks up to her. She will literally get up and walk away. She's like, "You're in my bubble." Yeah, I have a feeling it's partially stress because my stepson's going to be here tomorrow and staying with us, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. Um, and allergy probably as well. Hello. I think it does, like she's not used to something so small being so bold and walking up to her face. And she just like I had a video somewhere of one of the rats walking up to her, and she's just like, ah, and she'll get up and she'll move, and the rat follows her and she's like, ah, and she'll move out of their way. It like she's like creeped out or something. My nose is a little sniffly too, so I think it is partially allergies. Anyway, I've actually been on for over an hour and a half. How about that? But I think I might. I lost Shiloh again. Oh, there she is. See if you can see her. I've got some clothes here on the bed, but you undo the clothes. Yeah, she's not. They're really not that bad with the rats. I'm impressed actually. They're better than Brinley. Brinley would hurt them. Uh, when Sagira was still alive, we had to take her to the emergency vet because Brinley got a hold of her. We had to make sure that she didn't have any internal bleeding. I usually take ibuprofen. I don't know what the milligrams are, but ibuprofen's downstairs and I had Tylenol up here, so it's good to see you too. I thought about you a couple of times and I was like, wow, we still have hangouts and life just got in the way and we don't talk. She's just chilling. Just chilling on the bed. Little head poking out there. Hey, Shiloh. And it's funny because she does not see where she is. She just found something that looks comfortable or that feels comfortable and went under there. Right? I can tell she hears me. Her ears twitch when she's listening. Yeah, life always gets in the way. That's right. I'm going to be posting a video up of the gerbils. I want to try and get a little bit more footage of them, but it's really hard to because they've discovered how they can keep themselves always buried and get from one side of the tank to the other to eat their food and all of that. And they very, very rarely surface anymore because the tank is 20 gallons, 20-gallon long, with a divider down the middle, super deep bedding on one side, shallow bedding on the other side, which they've brought more bedding over. And they've discovered how, I mean, they're always making tunnels, but they've discovered that the partition in there is cardboard. So they've chewed a hole in the bottom, and they will literally dive down into the deep bedding and go through the other side at the bottom in the hole through the hole that they made to go to the shallow side, so they never have to surface and be up at the top. It's funny. They just make a mess in there. It was nicely arranged, and they're forever making a mess. Like they're burying their food bowl and everything. They're both black. I can tell them apart right now. Hopefully I'll be able to continue to tell them apart. Their names are Basil and Parsley. They're two girls. They're really cute. And they're young. They're probably a few months old. Yeah, they did. And they're having a blast now because they were in this tiny cage with super shallow bedding, really small, like it was literally this big and that tall, and they couldn't do anything. Like they couldn't do any of their natural behaviors in that cage. As soon as I put them in there, they were all over the place and just having a blast. So what I only have a couple of short little video clips of them right now. I want to try and get some more, but it's really hard right now when they very rarely surface. Don't listen to her. She's a poker. Oh, gee. Oh, yes, Greg. These gerbils are really sweet. They'll actually let me pet them, and they've never bitten. I'm actually sounding congested now. Ugh. But I could put my hand in there and they'll let me touch them. And I've picked them up when they were at work and they don't bite. They're pretty cute. They're pretty darn cute. Aw. Ouch. Yeah, when they do bite, hamsters and gerbils, when they do bite, if they mean to bite, it hurts. I haven't been bitten by the gerbils yet, but I've been bitten by hamsters, and it hurts. And I do have another hairless now. His name is Calvin, and he'll be the father of the new babies. When my female babies are old enough, they'll breed with him instead of Harry. And work corporate is going to buy my hairless babies. So I'll make money. They're going to buy the babies from me. I'm excited. I just got to wait till the baby girls are old enough. They're only 2 months old, so, well, yeah, they're 2 months old. So not old enough yet. Gotta probably wait about 3 more months. I don't know how bad their vision is, but they're very nervous because they're prey animals. In the wild, they'd be picked off, like, you know. So they're very scared for, you know, their size, and we're so big. they have to get used to you and know that and learn that your hand is meant for good things like feeding them or whatever, and that you're not going to hurt them. So that's why they kind of act like little demons, because they're just scared. They're acting defensively. It's not meanness, it's defense, because they don't know. The more time, like people at work, customers at work that are interested in the hamsters, I always tell them, so when you bring the hamster home, don't reach in and try and grab him. He'll bite you. Just talk, sit next to the tank for a little, or wherever you've got him, and just talk to him. Let him hear your voice, get used to your voice. Dangle your hand in, but don't try and go for him. Let him come to you when he's ready, and offer him treats or whatever, but don't go and grab for him. That's what's scary for them. So I just say, spend a lot of time dangling your hand in, and when they're curious enough, they will make the choice to come and sniff you. They have to get used to your smell. They got to just learn that your hand is not a dangerous thing. So and see, and again, it's not that they weren't nice, it was that they were scared. They will try, like some of them will attack, but they're doing it out of fear. In fact, when I got Harry, he was that way. Like he would try and attack. Um, and since I brought him home, he's good with me. He's never bitten me. I don't go in there and try and grab at him. He'll come up to me and sniff me, and I can touch him, and he's fine. He doesn't like whirl around and try and bite anymore. He's learned that my hand means good things, but he didn't start off that way. Oh, I'm getting congested. And then my other Calvin, my other hairless, when he came, when he got delivered to work, I actually was able to pick him up. He's a little defensive now, but I'm not I'm not the kind of person that feels the need to always pick them up. So as long as they don't fly at me when I'm feeding them, I'm good. And have you seen Calvin? Because he doesn't look like Harry. Harry is like all pink with black ears, and Calvin actually has some darker darker skin. He's kind of pink and beige or something. Like he's got a different skin color, and I can't remember what his ears are, if his ears are darker or not. Naked mole rats. Oh no, you're fine. It's all good. I ate my popcorn during the live. My popcorn was my dinner. Oh my gosh. I don't like those hamster balls. If I knew you did that, I'd be like, get rid of it. Those hamster balls stress out the hamster. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, it's just something that stresses out the hamster. They don't realize they're not safe in there. Um, and they feel exposed and they can't get away and hide. So it's stressful. So I wouldn't do it. Anybody that comes into work and wants to buy a hamster, every time I see them looking at those balls, I tell, even though I could make a sale, I'm like, don't get one. And this is why. And they always, like a light bulb comes on, and they're like, oh, I never would have thought of that. But it's a prey animal, and you're putting it inside something that it can't get away, and it feels unsafe. So it's stressed out. So everybody's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. And then they don't get the ball. Not to mention the little spaces for air. They can actually get their toes caught in there and actually break their toes. So there's that danger as well. But that's horrible. Poor little things. Ooh, fajitas. I haven't had fajitas in a while. My husband makes good fajitas, but we haven't had them in a little while. I think Shiloh is sleeping. Oh, no, she's still there. All right, well, I think I'm going to wrap it up because I do have this headache, and hopefully the Tylenol will start working soon. But right now, it's a decently bad headache. So, excuse me. I'm trying to go ahead and end the live, blow my nose, and probably get ready for bed because it's just about 11 o'clock. So make sure I feed my zoo. I have to do a checklist in my head of who I have to feed and water before I go to bed. It's an every night thing. All right, sounds fun. Let me know beforehand because I might miss the notification. But if you plan on it, let me know. Send me a message. All right, guys. Well, I enjoyed myself. I hope you all have a good night, and I will talk with you later. Bye.